Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Dash. In today's video, I'm going to be showing y'all how to make beats for Project X, which is Ken Carson's new debut album. I really like a lot of the songs on here. Like, I mean, I could just go through and name all of them, but I basically be naming the whole track list because every song on the album is a banger. But this is going to be in the style of like rock and roll, Who's Next, Burning Up, you know, tracks like that. If you like this type of content, make sure to subscribe because I drop content like this every single week.
Stop the cap.
Also, very important thing that I almost forgot to mention, I just dropped a brand new loop kit called the Stargazing Loop Kit. This has a lot of melodies that you guys have heard in the tutorials, and then a couple extra bonus ones that weren't even in tutorials. But yeah, as rage stuff, hyper pop stuff, plug and B stuff. Comes with 10 loops made by me. They're completely royalty free if you buy the loop kit, so you could literally get a placement with Drake and I wouldn't even care. You get all the profit because the loops are 100% royalty free. So yeah, it's only 15 bucks. You should definitely go cop it if you want some melodies made by me, your boy. But yeah, definitely go cop that. Link will be in the description if you're interested. And yeah, let's just get straight into the video. All right, so the first sound that I'm gonna pull up is this lead from Shark Boy's Serum Bank. It's called the double lead, and this is from his Ecstasy Serum Bank. I'll leave a link down to it in the description. Shark Boy's fire. He makes a lot of good sounds for these hyper pop type beats and stuff. All right, so in these type of beats, the two main chords that you're gonna hear are the 6 and the 4. Now, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, no idea what numbers have to do with music, I got you. I'm gonna give you a quick little music theory lesson, get you up to speed. So let's pick a random key. Let's go with the key of E flat major. Yeah. So if you ever want to highlight your scales, all you have to do is go into this little arrow, go to helpers, scale highlighting, and then I'm gonna select E flat or D sharp major. So now what I'm gonna go ahead and do is start building out a chord progression. All right, so as you can see, some of the notes on the scale are highlighted and some of them aren't. This is basically because of the scale highlighting thing that we just did. So basically what that does is it just shows us what our notes in our scale are. So if we're in D sharp, then we obviously know D sharp is our 1. But if we go up the scale, we have our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and our 7. And then it goes back up to the 1 and it restarts. So within that scale, the 1, the 4, and the 5 are major. Then the 2, the 3, and the 6 are minor. And we're not even going to talk about the 7 in this video because it's not really relevant. But in Ken beats, the two main chords that you're going to hear are your 6 and your 4. So I'm going to go ahead and make a little bass line using the 6 and the 4, and then I'll kind of explain why I'm doing what I'm doing. Bump the BPM up to like 143-ish. For some reason, this is not the right sound at all. I thought I picked Shark Boy's sound, but apparently I did not. So all I did there was I just went from the 4 to the 6. I added a little 3 in between just to give it a little more variety. And then I walked it back up to, I guess this would be the 1. So if you ever want to give your chord progression a little bit more like happiness, you can always just bring it back to the 1, which again, we're in D sharp. So the 1 is going to be D sharp. So I just threw that D sharp in there, just to give it a little bit more happiness in the progression. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start stacking some chords on top of this. So since we know that our 4 is major, we can just go ahead and stack a major chord on top of this note. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and skip 2 notes in between and put a note. This will build you a major chord, and here's what that chord sounds like. So instead of doing that, what I'll go ahead and do is I'm gonna take out this middle note just to make it a little more dark, and then I'll go ahead and take this bottom note and drag it up an octave. This will just kind of invert the chord, give it a little bit more of a weird voicing, and I just like the way it sounds better. So with this 3, we know that this 3 is minor. So for the 3, the stacking is the opposite. You skip 2 and then you skip 3. So with this one, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and take this middle note and just put it up an octave. This will make it sound like the chords are going up since the notes are kind of like crescendoing up. I really like the sound for these type of beats, and it's just another cool inversion you can do so that your chords don't sound just like you just played the chord on the piano, you know what I'm saying? And then for this C, I actually might put it up an octave just so that it's not so much of a jump. And then I'll just go ahead and build out a minor chord since that's our 6. I might just take that C honestly and just copy it down. And then also I might take this whole thing and put it down an octave. I might move the 6 over and try to add like a little thing at the end where it goes like this. I might actually add the C back in on the second half just to give it a little bit of variety. So the next sound that I'll pull up is this bass. Shout out to Nami, he made this bass, but it's just a little synth bass. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the root notes of my chords, copy it in this bass, just gives the beat a little bit more depth. And it's a really cool trick for whenever you feel like your chords aren't feeling like full enough or whatever, you can just add a little bass. I gotta do this little thing at the end too. I'm gonna add purity in real quick and just grab this this little lead real quick called Simple Sign. It's a really good sound for kin type beats, but I'm gonna go ahead and try to add a little bit of a top melody on top of this melody. So that sounds kind of cool, but what I normally do is I'll take the note right underneath this note in the scale, which in this case is F, and then I'll just kind of slide the note up by just shortening this F a ton and then moving this G over a little bit. But here's what that sounds like. I like that a lot, so I'll go ahead and copy that over and then change it up slightly. I'm gonna just move these notes around to different notes in the scale and see what sounds good. And then I'm also copy that over, and then I'm gonna do Command up arrow to put this melody up an octave. All that does is basically just gives the melody a little bit of variety and just changes the melody up a little bit on the second half. So next thing that I'll do is I'll just go ahead and add another instance of Serum. I'm gonna pull up this Neptune lead from, I believe this is also from Shark Boy's kit. Yes, from the Void Serum Bank by Shark Boy. And now what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and turn it down a bunch and then go ahead and make a top melody to go over these chords. And again, all I'm doing here is I'm just using notes in the scale and kind of messing around and seeing what sounds good on top of the melody. I like that a lot. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these chords from the original melody and extend them a little bit just so that there's not so much silence at the end, but you do want there to be a little bit of silence at the end. It can really accentuate, like, just makes it sound more like a kin beat. So make sure you're always doing that with your kin beats, but. Honestly, like that a lot. The only thing that I kind of want to add is maybe a little pluck. I'm going to my one-shot kits, and I'm going to go into Sunboy's Punk one-shot kit. He's super fire. I'll leave a link down to his kits in the description, but I'm going to pull up this pluck. I like this one, but I might shorten it up a little bit with this out knob. I like that melody a lot. I'm gonna go ahead and put some effects on it. I'll go ahead and add another fruity chorus on top of this. The fruity chorus, I don't really know what it does. It just makes it sound kind of weird, and I like the effect that it gives it. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of delay just to make this sound kind of like echo a little bit and just like fill up more of the mix. I don't even know. I gotta turn this up too, but I'm gonna use the stereo separation knob to separate it in the ears. I'm gonna turn it up by like 10%. Honestly, turn it up even more. And then I might also be able to add some reverb. Actually, I don't want to get too carried away. That's pretty fire. The only other thing that I kind of want to add is another bass. So I'm gonna pull up this one shot from Shark Boy's one shot kit. It's called, it's from his Meta one shot kit, and it's called the Ecstasy lead. This is the sound that you hear in like Yale by Carson. It's a pretty popular bass that he likes to use, but. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and throw some effects on there. So I'll just cut out the lows using this EQ right here, and then I'm gonna add a love filter. And then with that simple low pass and the low cut, here's what it sounds like. Honestly, I like that melody a lot, so I'm gonna go ahead and render that out, and then I'll be right back. So first thing I'll do is just drop my master preset on the master. Always got to do it to them. It just helps your drums smack. Also, if you do want this loop will be in the loop kit. Again, link in the description, you know what I'm saying? But all right, now I'm just go ahead and put that back down a couple of octaves. Copy it over. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add in the second 808. Where is it at? It's called the SRT 808. So now what I'll do is I'll just fill in this gap on the 808 right here. And I'm gonna copy that pattern over, and that should be good. Now I'm gonna go ahead and pull up this clap from my kit. What if we switch it to a snare? That could be kind of hard. If we put up the no lie snare from my kit. Pull up this open hat. Pretty fire. I'm gonna add my loud hat presets here. Make it a little louder. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add this second snare in here just to give it a little more bounce. So now I'm gonna go ahead and add this hi-hat in here, and this will really just finish the beat and, you know, fill in the bounce. I'm gonna add some panning to those hi-hats. Turn it down a little bit. And then the only other thing that I might add in here is just a little bomb at the beginning, just to give it a little bit more impact. Honestly, I really like that, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish the arrangement for that, and then I'll be right back. So yeah, that was the beat. I definitely think it sounds like something that Kim would hop on. Definitely think it sounds like a Project X type beat. Let me know if y'all are messing with it down in the comments. Let me know what y'all want to see next down in the comments. And yeah, thank y'all for 10K. Make sure to go cop the 10K loop kit. It's pretty fire. I think it's some of my best work. So yeah, it's only 15 bucks. Go cop it if you want some new fire melodies, you feel me? But also, if you want to buy this beat, I'll have a link in the description to my beat store, which will have all my other beats listed. So if you want to go about buying a beat from me, that's definitely the way to go. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. So I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. Peace.
I was in the six, so I had to do the dash.